I accidentally have a Jewish name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laser.
God, he realized.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this because
Yeah.
I thought you were Jewish.
Yeah, of
I was like,
course.
perfect. I'm inviting a good Jew on the podcast.
Little Jewish old ladies love me.
Believe it or not, you're not the first trans mask person that I've had on this
100%.
pod that I also thought was a Jewish.
Well,
that had
my
a Jewish name.
Who?
Mahdi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I want all my kids to have gender neutral Jewish names. So
Yeah.
let's start making a list. Laser.
perfect.
Laser.
Asher. Noah.
Micah.
Noah
Micah's
is a
good.
huge trans guy name.
Noah.
Yeah.
Do you think this is weird because my first boyfriend's name was Noah?
I think it's weird. I think you should.
No, I can't name my
detransition.
kid Noah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
I could not believe when I moved to New York that Yankees fans don't think about Red Sox fans
At all.
At all.
No, and
Who?
I still hate Derek Jeter, and I don't know anything. I don't know anything about baseball. All I know is that I hate Derek Jeter, and Roger Clemens is a monster for betraying us.
Definitely,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about sports,
Yeah.
but I knew that to wear a Yankees shirt to school in Boston
You'd be
was
killed.
a big deal, Ray. Like a hubbub.
There was.
Yeah, they would stone you.
They would stone you.
No, like
They
you
would
don't.
hang you.
It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but
It's-
people would give you comments all day long. Your teacher would be like, "Oh, what could we have here?"
Did you
Like,
do that?
I didn't own a single sports
Uh,
memorabilia. No, but I
You
observed my
suck.
peers.
I think I
Those
was
idiots.
in first or second grade. No, it was third grade when the Patriots were in the Super Bowl. And it was Spirit Week. It was Hat Day. Somebody was wearing a Green Bay Packers cheese hat, and a teacher from a different classroom came in, yelled at the boy, and made him take his hat off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, people would make you take off
Yeah.
your Yankees or whatever.
Yeah. She was like a
clothing.
department head in a different class, in a different grade, and it was.
All of our sports fans listening are gonna love this.
They love this.
We have a
stuff.
huge sports
Hot
head.
content.
Yenta.
Huge.
Happy Olympics, everybody.
We're number 3 on sports podcasts.
That's amazing. That's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, welcome to Yenta, everybody. The podcast that's sometimes about comedy, sometimes about queers, and always about
Sports.
Sports.
That supports.
That was good. That was
Thank
good.
you.
Always about sports. That's really good. Today on the podcast we have Laser Weber. Ah!
Hello. Thanks for having me.
huge. Iconic.
Absolutely.
Iconic.
You're-
Huge. Antonia's husband is a huge fan of yours.
Yeah.
Is
I love that.
felling at home right now. You're a nerd icon. You're
Yes.
a trans icon. You're a comedy icon. You're a fringe icon.
Sure. I'll take it all.
You're a crowdfunding icon.
That is
that I
definitely-
learned from Googling you.
Yeah. That's definitely.
You don't lead with crowdfunding icon, but Google does.
It's like a money job for me. So I don't talk about it because I think a lot of people think asking for money is gross.
It's
I
so
think
gross.
I think it's beautiful and spiritual.
Yeah. So do I.
And yeah, and you do too. It's
Now.
like I only work for
Yeah,
artists
yeah.
who are making mission-based art, right? And it's people who are like, I want to make this film about my identity, and or like fighting patriarchy or doing whatever. And I'm like, that's beautiful. That needs to exist. That's not going to exist inside a system. Let's find like-minded people, and we all make a thing together. You're not asking for money. You're all doing it together. So, but that's a job I have.
I love that.
beautiful.
It is
Yeah.
so hard to ask for money. I can't do it.
It is. It's really hard. It's hard
Yeah.
for me to do for myself. It's easy to do for other people because it's so. I don't know if you have this, but like it's if you're friends with somebody for a long time, you can describe their vibe, and I could never describe my own.
This
vibe.
is so true.
Yeah.
We need more artists pairings to write each other's bios.
I've
You know?
been saying this. I desperately need somebody else to write my bio. I don't want to write
I'll
it.
write your bio.
Thank you.
That's
what we'll do
I
today.
can't promise quality,
No, that's fine. I don't need to be good.
but I'll promise my hot take, which is like, be impressed.
Be impressed, everybody. Laser Weber, what a guy.
Huge. I first saw you perform somewhat recently at Gentlemen's Club with Charlie, iconic Yenta.
Shout out Charlie.
Iconic.
Um,
We love him.
and Gentlemen's Club is the premier trans guy comedy show of LA.
Thank you. You have had Jet Fink on, who also produces an amazing
Yes.
trans guy comedy show.
Love Jet.
Oh my God, that was Jet
yes.
Erasure Jet.
erasure.
Jet
So sorry.
runs
Yes.
Big Dad,
Big Dad
Energy,
Energy.
which is very fun. Our
Yes.
show, our USP is that we are
What is USP?
Unique selling point is that we are a formal
How did you
show.
not know that?
So
I'm
sorry.
so sorry. I'm a businessman. It's a formal show. So Charlie and I wear tuxes.
Yeah.
Most of the lineup
Yeah.
also dresses up, and
Yeah.
then we also have the audience is welcome to dress up. We did one at the Elysian where we had a photographer taking pictures of people. It's very, again, for me, it's beautiful. It's like I didn't get to wear a tux to my prom. I didn't get to wear a tux to my wedding. So I can wear a tux here, and everybody else gets to have that moment also. And also, like, every trans woman owns 8 gowns and crazy heels that she doesn't wear to her job at Riot Games or whatever. So it's
Every trans woman is an engineer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait. So many questions.
waiting.
about that. Are you married? You're married.
legally, yes. I left my husband 2 years ago.
Oh.
Ooh,
But we're still married because I haven't put together $500 in a notary yet.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, thank you. Also, for a while, I was on his health insurance, and I was on his lease. I literally just now moved back into the place that I left when I left him, because a few months ago, I was like, I want that place back, and its rent is lower because we signed the lease 5 years ago. So I'm like, I'm just taking it back.
Great.
And he feels really bad.
Wait, so are you living together?
No, he's gone.
He's
He's gone. He moved.
dead.
Yeah, I think he got a nice bungalow in Highland Park. Go find him.
Good for him.
What's his name? Just put it on
Yeah,
his
just
address.
put a whole thing out.
Oh my God. Well, congratulations on a divorce.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Never not a good thing.
Well, yeah, obviously. Like you wouldn't do it if it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are so weird about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was I wouldn't have done it. Like obviously I was trans and he didn't want me to be that's not obvious, but he didn't want me to be trans. He's a straight man, which is gross, but that's allowed. But I wouldn't have left it, but he did some shit, and this is in my solo show, so I will tell you. A young woman reached out to us and was like, hey, do you remember this thing that happened? And I don't need to say what it is, but he is currently being investigated by the high school he worked for to see if he broke the law.
Whoa.
And then he was like, yeah, I did this before we met. I knew if I ever told you, you would leave me. I was like, yeah, you maybe shouldn't have stolen 5 years of my life, you piece of shit. So that's where I'm at. I'm fine now. And she and I are friends. Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I can save the secrets for the second half of you.
That was juicier
That
Yeah.
is so
than
juicy.
anything
It's
we've ever
truly-
heard
it's
in the
really-
first 5 minutes.
It is, obviously has dominated the last couple of years of my life. The nice thing about it is obviously leaving him meant I could cut my tits off and start tea,
Big deal.
which is great.
Get rid of them.
Start oppressing women, which is really fun.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God, patriarchy.
Yeah, it's great. It is so good.
Tell us everything.
About the patriarchy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best. Tea is, I think I've always had a boy brain of when people are like, women can't do these things. I'm like, okay, yeah, but that's not me. That's not. And I think, so when people talk about being socialized female or socialized male, it's like, that's not true. Because trans women hear those messages and they go, that's me. I'm a woman. I can't do those things. And I hear those messages and I'm like, no, I'm Michelangelo, not April O'Neil. You know what I mean? Like it's never been.
Do you have like a specific example?
Sure, like women can't program, right? I was like the only girl in my high school coding class, or you have to learn how to cook, or like all of the women would be. I was raised in a Baptist family. All the women would be cooking, and all the men would be watching the news. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna go do that because I don't really need. I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
The
don't
feminine
need
programming
this
I
shit.
did get was, you need to give up everything you care about to take care of a man.
Yeah.
But that's correct. So I'm glad I learned
But
that.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's what they should be doing.
yes, exactly. No, I think that's really fucked up, and it fucked up my family. But being on T and now being a man, the way men interact with each other is actually really sweet. Like I used to be scared of it, but I told you I bought some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and people would just be like, "Yeah, bro, I trust you, bro." In messages on Facebook Marketplace, you're constantly
sweet.
getting broed and brought into people's lives and stuff. That's nice.
I was
So nice.
I was thinking so much about you because
Thank you. Yeah.
you're such a notable nerd.
Thank you.
And so Laser is half of the duo, the Doubleclicks, which is like music by nerds for nerds.
Yeah.
iconic. And you even have a song about geek girls.
Yes. I have 2 feminist songs that I don't feel comfortable playing anymore, but they're also my people's favorite
They
songs.
have like so many fucking views
Yeah.
on YouTube. And I was just, and also my husband's a huge nerd, and I was just hanging out with his nerd friends and observing the
Are you
gender
okay?
dynamics.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The gender dynamics of that space
Interesting.
feel so behind.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
It's like you forget. I always assumed that it's like the nerds, the geeks, they're on the front lines, they're fighting the patriarchy, they're progressive, and then you go into these spaces and you're like, oh my God.
There's like the queer version of the space, and then there's
Right.
the magic card. What were you
Yeah.
doing? Were you playing Magic? Are you okay?
Yeah, they're into
Magic the Gathering.
They're role playing games. He's in
Yeah.
with a lot of gay. I mean, his circle is mostly gay men.
Yeah.
But
Which can be the least
it's
friendly to
still,
women.
yeah, it's still like really. There's a vibe
Yeah.
there, and I was just thinking about you
Yeah.
in the geek space.
Yeah, we would. It's so funny in retrospect, like my whole life. But we would get fake geek girl tested. Which
Yes,
is fair. I was a fake geek girl if you think about it.
you were so fake.
I so fake. But I remember I was in a hallway at a convention. I complimented a man's costume because he was dressed as like Indiana Jones and he had like a big spider on his back or something.
Cute.
And then a person in a Master Chief outfit from Halo walked up and was like, "Do you even know what movie that's from?" I was like, I mean, I think it's Indiana Jones, but fuck you, I think.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God.
but we were trolls, right? And people aren't ready. Sexist men aren't ready for women to be self-aware about stuff. So we did a video where there was like a supervillain and he bit a magic card in half. And of course we intentionally got the most expensive magic card that we had. And people would be like, the Doubleclicks don't actually know magic. Because if they did, they would never have bit this magic card in half. It's like, no, that was kind of the point, actually.
That's the bit.
I just did Geek Fest. Like I did a show. I did
Where
2
is
shows at Geek Fest.
Where is Geek
They
Fest?
have them all over, but the
Okay.
one I did is in Washington, like
Right.
near Seattle.
That's what you were doing in Washington.
Yes.
Wait, so what set did you do there?
I did my regular set.
Incredible.
I also work as a software engineer, so I
Oh,
have
amazing.
some
There
like
we go.
nerdy tech jokes, which I did, but like not that many.
Incredible.
But the trans to geek pipeline
yes,
crossover, insane.
Yeah.
Huge.
So like I'm happy that they had me because I was like the only queer person on the lineup.
Yeah.
But like, but it was I felt like, I never really like fully identified as a nerd, but then I remembered that I convinced myself that I had an invisibility cloak as a child.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Like I was like so sure.
yeah.
Like I was so obsessed with Harry Potter that I was like, oh yeah, I just can't find it.
That's really interesting psychologically.
And I also work as a software engineer,
Yeah.
but in my head I'm like, I'm not a nerd.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like found peace with that identity
That's beautiful.
at Geek Fest.
That's so beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of trans people,
Lot
a
of
lot
yeah.
of queer people,
Yeah.
a lot of Doubleclicks fans have transitioned. Some of them before me, and some of them after me, and that's kind of
Wow.
like a fun. We sell a shirt that say the Doubleclicks made me trans that I'm very proud of.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's
My
always
God.
sold out.
It's always everywhere.
To get to a point in life when you can sell that merch,
Yeah, it feels really good.
that's accomplishment.
It's great. I think it was maybe just after the first one or the second one where somebody come up to me after the show and she was, it's like, I have to do some thinking. And the next show they came to, they were a different gender. I was like, yeah, you're welcome.
You did
great.
some thinking.
You're welcome.
The thing about having a geek fan base
Yeah.
is it's the best possible
Oh, yeah.
fan base because that's like their
Yes.
whole thing.
Yeah.
They just want to be fans.
Yeah.
Like and they will buy anything.
Yeah.
And they will come to your shows.
Yes.
And they will love you so hard because that's like their whole thing. I have to
Exactly.
get into the geek.
Oh, you
market.
have
It's
your Jewish
so good.
geeks.
I guess I do. Jewish geeks.
Jewish geeks. They're geeks of all flavors.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's. We had all men for a while, right? And then like especially if you're presenting as a young single woman. So this is like 2012 YouTube. And so like older than us, rich white men. Like that's a great nerd audience, right?
Yeah.
Because they have lots of money, and then
Cash
Patreon.
in.
But exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a crazy Patreon back in the day. It was
Really?
so nice. Yeah, we were making. Well, I mean, it's not that impressive now, but we were making $2,500 a month. Most.
That's fantastic.
Oh my God, that
it
was so little.
That's it?
It's great.
Wow.
Listen, that
Yeah.
for us it was perfect.
It's not a living.
because our rent was $500. That was just life. These days, people are making real money on Patreon, which is nice. Which is nice.
Amazing.
Patreon.com/Yenta. We're making
Unbelievable content.
unbelievable content. And
unbelievable content and $30,000 a month.
Honestly,
Yeah, obviously.
it's
So many
so
secrets.
worth it. For the last episode we put on Patreon was all of your exploits.
yes.
Let me tell you, listener, subscribing to our Patreon is worth it solely for the last episode that we put up.
Nice.
It is the juiciest thing I've ever heard.
And you just go. You have a feed, right? You can just add it to your podcatcher. You don't have to go to the Patreon website. Just get on there, get that pod in your catcher. Listen to Yenta extras, right?
Wait, huh?
So you just said so many words.
I don't understand
I'm
the words
so
you're
much older
saying.
than you. Like your podcast app, right? They can grab the RSS.
Yes, from the Patreon.
RSS? What the heck are we talking
Listen.
about?
RSS is the technology that all podcasts
worry,
are
it's
based
really-
on.
it's
It's okay. Well, you don't have to worry about this. You keep making the clips.
I don't.
For us.
This space doesn't feel safe for me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What would you like to talk about?
Jewish singing.
Yeah.
Great. Would love to. I'd love to hear anything about Judaism because I accidentally have a Jewish name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laser.
God, he realized.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this because
Yeah.
I thought you were Jewish.
Yeah, of
I was like,
course.
perfect. I'm inviting a good Jew on the podcast.
Little Jewish old ladies love me until it's a real shame.
Our mutual friends, Marnina and Micah, were like, I talked to them last night. They were like, oh, it's so good you're having a Jewish comedian on the podcast. I was
sorry.
like, wait.
No. Yeah.
How did you pick that name?
Oh God, this is not a good story. I am the Doubleclicks are a band. My dead name ends with the letters LA. So Laser became an extension of that.
Oh.
We have a song called Lasers and Feelings
I was wondering
that
if
then
it was.
became an RPG.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And my sister, we would play that song. It was a very popular song. It was also the name of an album. My sister would wear a hat that said Feelings, and so I got myself a hat that said Laser. And I was like, I don't know, just like maybe, just like as a funny joke. What if I cut my tits off, just like as a prank? And I would wear it, and then I would wear it. My gender euphoria thing for a long time was I would direct music videos for people, and while I did that, I was wearing a snapback the whole time. And I was like, this is just like my director persona. It's not gender related.
Yeah.
And so Laser was a name I started using, just kind of, it was a nickname I had, and then I hosted a podcast and stuff where we would call me Laser, my friend Storm. So yeah, it's but yeah, I didn't know it was a Jewish name, and I apologize, and I can change it.
Yeah,
it.
and you should.
that's
And that's
fine.
anti-Semitic of you.
I think it should be.
I understand.
And I think
I
it
think
should
you're right.
pivot to be more Jewish. I think it should be.
I'll convert. I'll do it. It's
Laser
fine.
Weberberg.
Yeah.
Because Weber isn't Jewish enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Laser Moishe
Yes.
Baruch
Weberstein.
Weberstein.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. I love that.
And
I
believe it or not,
apologize.
you're not the first trans mask person that
Oh,
I've had on this
100%.
pod that I also thought was a Jewish.
Well,
That had a
my
Jewish name.
Who?
Mahdi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jewish names. It might just be the fact that they're not English, but they have a gender neutral vibe to them, which
which I
makes
They
them.
love.
are more gender neutral.
I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
love that.
Asher,
Yeah.
Noah.
I want all my kids to have gender neutral Jewish names. So
Yeah.
let's start making a list. Laser.
Perfect.
Laser,
Asher. Noah.
Micah.
Noah
Mike
is
is
a
good.
huge trans guy name.
Noah.
Yeah.
Do you think this is weird because my first boyfriend's name was Noah?
I think it's weird. I think you should.
No, I can't name my
detransition.
kid Noah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great.
I should detransition
Yeah.
Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Simcha. That's my name.
Simcha.
Total gender neutral.
Yeah.
That's too Jewish though. No one's
Yeah.
gonna be able to pronounce
Are
that.
these nouns also? Do these mean nouns?
Some of them.
And that's
Simcha is a noun.
Simcha is a noun. It
It
means
happiness.
yeah, joy.
yeah. Well, that's pretty feminine, but
I know.
we don't do that over
To
here.
be happy. Ew.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Gross.
Yuck. Wait, tell us more about religion. You were, before we started talking, you were telling us that you grew up Southern Baptist and then kind of Methodist. And I was
In
like,
Kentucky.
wait, what's Methodist?
Okay, so Methodist, So Methodist is a church that was started by this guy. I think his name was John Wesley. It was definitely John something. And
Sure.
He basically got run out of England just for being probably a narcissist.
Sure.
And they were like, it's fine. You can go run, be the chaplain of this prison colony. So the reason it's called Methodist is that he would create these kind of structures, these systems, and all the prisoners would have to do it. This is in somewhere in the southern U.S. And they would have to do the wake up in the morning, you do the prayer and the whatever. It's really fucked up. It's just a person doing like social experiments on prisoners. And they taught us that right before confirmation. We were all like, what? I don't think we want to do this anymore. They're like, we showed you the wrong video.
God.
We're very sorry. We told you too much.
This is like if someone ordained the 4-hour work week guy.
100%.
And we're like,
100%.
you're running the religion now.
Yeah. But in practicality, Methodists they're just kind of generic Christian stuff. So you do tiny cups for communion instead of dipping in the goblet. You get sprinkled on your head as a baby instead of immersion baptized.
It's not born again.
It's not born again.
Interesting.
It's just a Protestant religion. They recently had a big break because this is like in the last 5 years because they like came down hard on we're not doing gay marriage, and then a lot of people were like, actually we probably should, and I think they've kind of come around. But yeah,
I was sort of aware of that split.
yeah.
What's the most fucked up thing? Religious thing.
Oh, it's all
Period.
Yeah, or that
Ever?
you experienced that you learned growing up.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't have anything like good, like soaking or whatever. Like we're just
soaking is a good one.
That's such a good one.
It's so good.
It doesn't have to be fucked up, but
yeah. Well, the thing about religion that fucked me up the most is that my dad's mom, my grandmother, she was obsessed with angels. She believed 2 different angel encounters. She wrote 2 or 3 books about angels, and it was very much a super self-righteous, like I'm a better Christian than you.
Yeah.
Cash grab.
wow.
So she would speak at the Crystal Cathedral in Las Vegas. And she had an angel shop in her home where she would sell things to her own grandchildren. Like it was really, really crazy.
Oh my God.
But she, we all have a lot going on in our lives and our pasts that makes us the way we are.
Do you think she actually believed it, or it was all?
I don't know. I think so, probably.
Yeah.
I don't really know how her brain worked. Her husband, my grandfather, was a minister. And I think some of it was also like he gets a lot of attention. What about me? He gets to stand in front of the church all the time. And being a pastor's wife, you can either be like a really good wife or you can become a horrible person. I think those are the 2 options. It's like you're there for your husband or you have to find your own pedestal.
Oh, that's so spectacular.
Yeah, but she was really, really mean and really self-righteous and like really like did not make me like religion and obviously hated gay people and people of different races and not a great vibe.
As Jesus said we should do.
Yep. That's as white Jesus says.
That's white Jesus.
His whole the book of anti-trans.
Yeah.
What did they talk about Jews?
Oh, I would. Yeah. She did not like Jews. I don't
Do you
remember
a specific time?
Because I feel like some Christians are like, we love Jews.
Yeah, some people really fetishize the mythology
yeah.
and stuff. No, it's more just like people who are different, neighbors who are like, I think they're Jewish, kind of that, which is not great.
Yeah.
I personally love that Judaism is a thing. I went to a bar mitzvah once. It was great. I had a horrible dress.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's so brave.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm an ally, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you for coming out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah.
Jews are fine, I guess.
We're fun. I love the Christian reaction. There's so many Christian reactions to Jews. Like some of my favorites are the fetishizing, but they fetishize the wrong things, and then they come at you like we're gonna have so much common ground.
Yeah.
Like they'll just walk up to any Jew and be like, I bet we agree about Israel.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. That's
the one
You're
topic
like,
that everybody has the
whoa.
same opinion on.
That is great. I think that's great. Yeah.
Or they'll show off all their Hebrew words.
Yes.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and they never pronounce them correctly. And they tell you about all the times they've been to Israel.
Yeah.
Or
My grandparents went to Israel a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
iconic destination.
Yeah.
Huh. For like the Jerusalem,
Yeah.
like
for
the church,
right,
the
yeah,
Jesus.
for Jesus reasons.
For Jesus reasons.
Yeah.
Jesus was there.
My friends have they went to Israel on a Jesus tour and got wedding bands that say the Shema.
What is the Shema?
The Shema it's sort of like basically one of the founding mission statements of Judaism.
Okay.
It's like a really powerful.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Oh,
See, it's
cool.
like sort of the mission statement.
Yeah. That's not a bad.
It's a
mission
big
statement.
moment in the service.
Maybe Christians do that too. Have that too.
No.
We do
No.
like an Our Father sometimes.
Yeah.
We don't remember why churches are a good idea in Christianity. I think I'm not I coming back around on like spirituality being a good thing.
Yeah, tell us about that.
But it was, I was queer, obviously, and I knew that, and I had a lot of queer friends, and so being in the church was very weird for me.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in the choir, which was full of atheists and people who really like bare naked ladies and go on the bare naked ladies cruise, and I was like, these people are cool.
Yes.
But I also wish I had more time because I would spend 5 hours a week at church or something like that, doing all these rehearsals and shit. But I think recently I had a death in the family that really like woke me up to the fact like I know I believe in a soul and I know I believe in and I need to be able to grieve and to move on and to do these things. So I think that's, and also I think art is spiritual. I think like we all have, it's whenever you're interacting with humans' minds, like it's chemicals, but there is something intangible there, right?
Yeah. What the fuck is music?
Yeah. What the fuck even is it? What even is it?
Fuck is happening there?
Nobody knows.
Singing, we just make these sounds in this order, and it
Yeah.
makes you feel all tingly.
It's
Yeah.
really magic.
What
It
the
is.
fuck?
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I had like I mean I grew up religious, but not very spiritual. It was very like dry religion. And that's just my fit. That's just how I grew up. And then I also grew up very like science, math, like the world is orderly.
No wonder you're such a fucking nerd.
And then when I started becoming like, I was always creative, but I never really like let myself be creative. And in the past few years, when I have become more creative, it's really also been combined with like becoming more spiritual and seeing
Artist
that
way shit.
artist way shit. Yes, Antonia hates artist
Shout out.
way. What do you think about it?
Love it.
I think it's doing is better than not doing it. Like being able to I've not done the whole thing. That's so many so much
too
reading.
Yeah,
But
This is my thesis on the artist way.
But I think I'm that way with a lot of stuff. Like a lot of books and like self-help stuff has a lot of examples and narrative. I'm just like, just tell me the brain thing, and I'll do the brain thing.
Put it into an Instagram infographic.
Make a little video.
Slideshow.
Give me a slideshow.
Give me a carousel.
Just make
Exactly.
all books into carousels.
I think
Nobody read anymore.
Look, self-help books should be carousels.
Yeah.
Good books don't need to be. I mean, fiction books don't need to be carousels.
No.
Right. Just the self-help
But
book.
self-help books,
Yeah.
I think they should be.
I'm in pain right now from this conversation.
Are you writing a self-help book right now?
Yeah.
It's
Getting paid by the word.
It's interesting to hear that you didn't grow up spiritual because your dad has always struck me as a kind of spiritual dude.
He is yes, he is he's kind of a hippie actually. He's like a Jewish hippie.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, and he has become more spiritual like later in life, but he also is definitely like a spreadsheets guy. Like, he's
Yeah.
like, if you can't make it a formula, like don't even bother.
So
Like
interesting.
Yeah.
And he's Baal Tshuva,
He is Baal Tshuva,
Ooh,
which
what's this?
means
like becoming Orthodox later in life.
yeah.
You
So
weren't.
he-
You didn't grow up Orthodox.
He didn't grow up Orthodox and then became Orthodox when he was 30.
Can I ask stupid questions about
Please,
Judaism?
yes.
What are the like practical differences with Orthodox that would make you want to do it?
Good question.
That would make you want to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to be like really crazy. Like you have to be like, no, that's obnoxious. You
Is it like you like the structure of it? Kind
the
of?
Orthodox. I mean, well, I think it's kind of like, well, I'll speak. I mean, I can't speak for my dad, but like briefly, you know, he kind of grew up in not a very unstructured family. Like his parents weren't really they weren't super present. His siblings were kind of all over the place, and I think, and like without really any meaning or purpose in life. And he found this at 30, and he was like, "This is true." And he, you know, he even with the religion, he has like. He loves like making it into numbers, like, you know, gematria.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
I
Have
feel
you
like
heard
this
that?
is in a book that we had to read in school. The math,
Yeah.
the like where you
Yeah, the
you-
weird Jewish math
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yes, the
I-
weird
it's-
Jewish.
It's
math.
famous.
I love it.
He
it's
loves
in,
weird Jewish math.
It's in Number the Stars or Mouse. Or
Yes, I bet
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was the number 18 somewhere, and there was
Yeah.
a fun explanation of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's the
I
big.
think it's
that's
great.
that's the favorite number.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with Orthodoxy, like on the Sabbath, you don't use any electronics. You don't drive. You know, like kosher kitchens is like you separate meat and dairy. You have entirely separate dishes. You wait. That's like the light stuff. But then you like wait 6 hours in between eating meat and dairy. Or like on Sabbath, you don't rip toilet paper. Which is
Okay.
one of my favorite things.
It
So
makes
sounds like-
sense
Well,
within
no,
the rules.
It does. Like it's a structure that makes you feel like you're closer to the spiritual.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's harder for you to see because you came out of the Orthodox world.
Yes, tell me.
I'm getting closer to the Orthodox world,
Yeah.
so I still see why it's shiny.
Yeah.
Like in Christianity, when you get really religious, it's because it manifests in having a really deep belief
Yeah.
and often like mystical connections, and then those things lead to actions changing in your life. In Judaism, the version of being really religious is different. The deep belief thing, is not the whole picture.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the picture is following all of these rules and structures.
Mm-hmm.
And then from those, some people come in from deep belief so that they do the rules and structures, and some people find that all those rules and structures give them a deep connection,
Like a Methodist.
like a Methodist.
There is a method.
And so it's really appealing in the same way that like every Methodist, like every like deeply structured lifestyle program can be really appealing. Plus it has God, plus 5,000 years of traditions, which feels so good to be
Yeah.
like, I'm connected to my ancestors. That's
It's
intoxicating.
It's not dissimilar to going to like a Broadway sing along,
yes.
right? Like
That's a
we all
huge
know
part
the
of it.
words, and we
Yeah.
all are singing them together, and we
Yes.
know that Patti LuPone sang these
People
words.
sang it before us.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
a good bit.
it's a good
You
bit.
can really make that into... Is that a bit?
It's a belief.
It's a belief.
Yeah, but I guess it's a bit now.
Yeah.
To listen to this podcast and write some stand up afterwards. That's all I.
The religion.
Yeah.
Look, religion and singing stand up is my favorite stand up in the world. So you should write some.
Great, perfect. I love religion. That's interesting to me because when I hear Orthodox, just because of the angle I come from,
Yeah.
is the thing I know is people getting excommunicated for being trans.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
But
don't
that-
worry. There's plenty of that, too.
Yeah.
There's plenty of that.
Whoa.
in this Orthodoxy as
Yeah,
well.
don't worry.
Yeah, but I can see what the appeal would be to have that. That's cool.
Yeah, and there are, believe it or not, Orthodox trans people.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to out them, but
I
they
have, I have
exist.
I have a friend.
Oh,
I don't want to brag. I have a friend.
wow. Look
It's-
at you. A friend.
One friend.
Honestly, like queer and trans deeply religious people of all
Yeah.
stripes are the most fucking serious religious people there are.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I'm putting up with
Yeah.
putting up with all this bullshit because I believe it so much.
I did my own research. I found the way in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so, I was just talking to my mom about this too, of like queer people of faith or like who have had to leave faith are the most grounded because they are navigating 2 different worlds, and they have had to find a balance for them to be able to exist in this world.
Yes.
And
clearly very community-based people,
yes,
right?
very community-based.
Queer community is, definitely capital C community, but also if you're into religion, you're there for
Jewish.
100%. For the food.
Which is the same
Which
thing.
is the same thing as the community.
One and the same.
Maybe this isn't a Jewish queer podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a religious queer podcast.
I would appreciate you changing it for me, but you don't have to.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
with you,
fine
Laser.
being out of place.
It's okay. Your name is Laser. You're supposed to be here. Let's
Matzah
do
Minute.
Matzah Minute.
Matzah Minute. Bum, ba, bum, bum. We're getting up our questions.
No, great.
Okay, so this segment is where we ask you rapid fire questions. You give us rapid fire answers. Normally we make you eat a piece of matzah if you don't want to answer.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Does that
gonna
speak
get
to
the
you?
matzah this time.
This is great. Okay, Ray's gonna go get the matzah.
Great. It's
So
probably
you'll have
funnier if I
that looming
do
threat.
refuse something and then I have to eat some delicious cultural dry crackers.
Cultural. That's what it says on the box is cultural crackers. Yep. Okay.
Oh, they're little bitty.
Okay. First question. The Wikipedia page for the Doubleclicks
Yes.
is enormous. I was
Thank
like,
you.
holy shit. How much of it did you write and how much of it did fans write?
Fans write that.
Hell yeah.
You remember I talked about my friend who's Orthodox. That's
Yes.
one of the people who is a super fan of the Doubleclicks and also a very good friend.
Incredible.
Who wrote a lot of that. I used to be a newspaper writer and I knew how Wikipedia worked. And so what I would do on our website is just have a list of articles that I knew people could reference and would work on Wikipedia. So I did a lot of the work for people,
Amazing.
but and as soon as I transitioned, people are on it, changing it. I think I did ask somebody to change the picture once because it was fully an upskirt picture.
Oh no.
It was like somebody sitting in the front row of a
That's
show,
insane.
looking up, and this tiny dress I never wore again. I was like, let's maybe a different one
Wow.
would be good. But yeah, no, it's
the fans.
the fans.
That's huge. I actually think, I know you haven't looked at the Wikipedia page yet, but I think it might be the most significant Wikipedia page of any Yenta.
That makes me feel great. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
very significant.
Yeah. A lot of my male feminism is the reason, which is very funny. Oh, I don't need it until I don't answer a question. Okay, I was
That's
just
right.
like, okay, great.
People always snack on it anyway.
Yeah,
It
okay.
just is fun to snack on.
Yeah.
What is what's like the dirtiest thing on your TikTok page?
That I watch,
That
or
has
that
come up for you?
that like not that I've made, but I've watched.
Oh, either. No,
Okay.
watch.
It's pretty dirty.
Prove it.
I have there's a lot of BDSM stuff. So that's most of it.
Oh.
There's a girl who's amazing, who is in a polyamorous BDSM relationship, and she does little videos as like a cute little anime puppy, and it's a little bit cringe, but then she'll also do a video where she's like, I'm your mommy and you're doing a great job and I really support you. And that's how she got me. And then I realized it was a kink thing. And I'm like, I'm still here. I'm fine with it. I don't care.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Good outfits. It's one of those things that is not sexy to me. I mostly don't like women anyway. Sexually, they're fine. But it's like very clean. It's like that anime, like polyester lingerie that you would wear to an anime convention that doesn't feel sexy to me. But I'm like, I support you. Go do your maid cafe dreams. Yeah. I don't remember her name.
Man, I want to find her.
Yeah.
Listener, write in.
Yeah.
Who is this hot
Yeah.
mommy?
Yeah. She's doing great.
BDSM kink?
Mommy.
I'm not on that side of TikTok at all.
Me either.
No?
I want some.
I don't
kink
have
talk.
any
Kink
BDSM.
talk.
I have one poly, like, it's called Dana and the Wolf.
Okay.
It's like a TV show. TV show.
I need some more
On
poly
TikTok.
content.
It's okay.
All the poly people I follow are just like educational poly. They're not like fun poly.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun poly people out
Yeah.
there.
Okay, next question.
Okay, next question. Okay, what's your biggest gossip about nerd culture?
Oh, well, I can't say the biggest gossip about nerd culture because
Then you
there's
have
just
to eat the matzah.
okay.
Can you tell us after?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or just tell us your second best anyway.
Yeah. What's my second best? Gossip about nerd culture. No, I'm eating this. I know everything that's coming to mind is not mine to tell.
You can't say.
Wow.
What about gossip about comedian LA scene? Who's the most? Have you hooked up with anyone in the LA comedy scene?
No. Well, theater doesn't count, right?
No.
Yeah.
Unless they've also done stand up. Unless I would know them. That's all I
but
care
you
about.
You would know. You would know. I have only been my husband and I broke up. I fucked off to Scotland for a month. I came back and almost immediately got into a very intense like lesbian nesting relationship that
Amazing.
just ended a couple like a month ago. So I haven't been doing a lot of fucking
Okay.
around.
Are you poly?
I have been. Yeah. It's complicated.
I love that.
Yeah. I don't have consistent labels on anything.
Yes, that's
And not because I think I'm better than you, but just because I can't be held to
yeah.
anything.
What's the label for that?
Exactly. I think the label is queer, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just queer fluid. That's
Yeah.
kind of how I feel as
ADHD.
well. Yeah. Can't make up your mind. As my mom would say.
Irresponsible.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna come out after the Olympics is over.
Okay.
But I have to ask, like, okay, what's your hottest take about the Olympics?
Ooh. My hottest take about the Olympics is that there should be more creative stuff. It's not hot.
Yes.
Ooh.
But I like it when they dance, and I think they should dance to better music.
Uh-huh.
And I think they should care about having rhythm.
Uh-huh.
But that might be because I'm gay. I think they're all fine and having a good time. Also, a lot of the time, I would like to watch it without somebody narrating it. I just kind of want to guess what's happening.
Oh.
I tried to watch a synchronized swimming thing today, and you couldn't hear the music over the person going, "Oh, this is so impressive." I'm like, maybe I get to decide that.
Shut up already.
Yeah,
Too much talking.
too much talking.
I think that the biggest scandal is that the women's floor routine is the most impressive athletic feats in the entire world, interspersed with the lamest dance moves.
Yeah, it's
What
because it's all
the fuck
regimented, right?
is going on?
Yeah,
Why are these dance moves so dumb and so unimpressive, badly choreographed? Hire a choreographer.
I think it's because it's like a list of things and not a whole story.
It cannot possibly be that this is on the list of things. Like,
possible.
can't you hit the list of things with something a little more
What do
creative?
you want? What do you want to see?
Okay,
Do you
well,
want it to be sexier? Because
Yeah, why don't
that's
you
the
do it,
issue.
Antonio?
That's
I
part
want.
of it is that they're
I'm
doing.
sorry. I think that Cirque du Soleil has already cracked this code.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, get Cirque du Soleil on the case. They're already doing unbelievable athleticism with rhythm and dance capability
Yeah.
and story. Like, just give me a little more so you think you can dance.
Yeah.
Jojo Siwa.
Jojo
Give me
Siwa.
now.
Give
There's
me
a story.
Jojo Siwa.
There's a story. I'm obsessed with Jojo Siwa.
Tell us
I've driven
everything.
by her car twice. That is, which her Tesla that has her face all over.
Of course I
Of
know
course.
it.
Oh.
Thank God.
How could I not
I don't know
know about the
enough people
Tesla?
in lesbian culture enough to know this shit about Jojo Siwa.
What?
I live in the valley, and so Jojo, her little area is up
She's
there.
in the valley?
She has a dance studio in the valley. Yeah.
Wow.
It's near where every influencer does pop up makeup things and stuff. Yeah, it's
Have you
great.
seen her in the car? Or you just
I
showed us so
can't be
fast?
sure. I
It's
can't be
got to
sure.
be her.
What?
It's
Maybe
vi-
she has decoy cars.
It's
That would
the,
actually be
the
a
front
genius
windows
plan.
are tinted on her car.
Multiple
Throw up.
JoJo face cards.
Yes, to throw off the press. So
Yeah,
they only
she just does seem like she doesn't want attention.
yeah.
What's your favorite JoJo Siwa lore?
Oh, favorite JoJo Siwa lore. Well, I'm just fascinated with how much of anything is real. You know what I mean? Like, because I have been a personality for my job before, and it's
Yeah.
very weird. I was pretending to be a woman the whole time, which is really crazy.
Very
But also,
difficult.
maybe she is too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's not giving woman to me. Like,
Yeah.
she's great. I support it. I know she's very young, but like, she wears a lot of pants. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Pants everywhere.
So I guess my headcanon is maybe she's boy, and I sport it.
Oh.
Trans guy energy from Jojo Siwa. Or butch, but she can't take the rhinestones off long enough to be a butch, which I support.
I love this.
Yeah.
Great fan
That is
fiction.
a really hot take.
Yeah.
I haven't
But
heard
obviously
that
you
one.
can't tell people that they're trans and I don't care and whatever.
That's
I think everyone.
That's right. We would never. We would never.
But what if she was?
But
Yeah.
she had. Now that you say it,
Yeah.
all I can see is like bratty boy.
Yeah, she's
She's such a bratty teenage boy.
Yeah.
She's such a bratty teenager.
it's great. It's very funny, like the shit I got away with when I was pretending to be a girl, because women obviously don't have it better in life. Everything is horrible, patriarchy, etc. But there is more freedom in how you express yourself, and people care way more.
Yes.
Right? Like if a man falls on the street, you're like, he'll figure it out, or he's probably trying to attack me. Where a woman, you want to help and you want to support and that kind of thing because of the way we infantilize femininity. But but the shit that she's doing, if that was a boy, we'd all be like, okay, we get it.
100%.
But now we're like, I want to figure this out. Because
she kind of is giving Justin Bieber.
Should
Should we transition to secrets?
Let's do secrets. Okay, so
Okay,
Charlie has already lectured you that you have to bring
Charlie
in-
was worried he wasn't spicy enough, which I feel like he was. He immediately went into, I need a
What was,
bisexual.
what was Charlie's secret? I forget actually what he said.
He had a problematic mentor. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, that was very juicy.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was juicy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's
Pro
so good.
Charlie.
I love Charlie.
Gosh. I have, a lot of them are just trans.
I love that you have a notebook. A cute little
I have
notebook.
zero memory. I don't know what it is about my brain. Nothing.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm around cool people I want to impress. Are
Oh my
you
god,
kidding
Laser,
me?
shut the fuck
Are
up.
you
No,
kidding
no. Say more.
Okay, one of the first thing I wrote down is that I pretend to be a girl when I go to the Magic Castle so I don't have to wear a suit.
I was just at the Magic Castle
Yeah.
for the first time.
Did you femme it up so the rules are lighter?
I did wear a suit.
Yeah.
But they didn't care.
No, I think it only if you look like a cis man, there are rules. There's
Yes,
like
that's true. Yeah,
no
yeah,
denim, no,
Yeah.
you have to wear the specific shoes. But I think I really enjoy, and I think I wouldn't say this on TikTok because there are people there who have decided that there are rules. But like, I'll use a women's restroom.
Yeah.
It's better. I'll pretend to be a woman if I want to suck a straight man's penis. Like, I don't care.
Tell me more.
It's fine. I'm on.
What does pretend to be a woman mean?
Well,
to
just
you?
like if that's what you need to see.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Like dress up, like present more women.
Yeah,
Incredible.
present 100% of genders in the eyeliner, as you know.
Yeah.
That's what M&M's taught us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. But I don't. I mean, like, I can't change them. I have no features on my body. I have no nipples. I have no penis.
Incredible.
So I'm just like Alan Rickman in Dogma situation. And my friend recently got feminizing surgery that involved a tummy tuck, and they moved her belly button because if you get chubby, your belly button moves down. So it's like, you could have just not had a belly button. I would love that.
Just chose to put that
taken it
back
away.
on.
You just have so many features,
Like
but
real Barbie.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
becoming a
Ken
Ken doll.
Ken doll.
100%. That's the goal.
God, that's so powerful.
That
It's
is
so the thing I fear is that it's not, you don't have any of the parts that people are attracted to, but you have a mouth. Everybody's got a mouth, and that's all that you really,
And a butthole.
and a butthole. Yeah.
Equality.
And I've got other stuff too. I don't know.
You got other
I've
entryways.
got the whole between us too. Yeah.
I love people who like just fuck with gender. Like
Why
just,
not?
Just play with it. Like you don't have to be. I don't
Yeah.
know. Just who the fuck
I think my
cares?
parents are supportive enough that I feel like I don't need to prove anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, yes, I'm a man, but sometimes I'm like feel weird and don't want to take my tea, so I don't. And I just like, right now I'm menstruating as a result of that, which is a huge mistake.
Wow. God.
Yeah.
What a
IUD.
bummer.
I have an IUD. It's new.
Uh-huh.
I had a whole thing with this. I went to this women's clinic to get my IUD because I went to the LGBT center to get it, which is not where to get an IUD. Just so everybody knows.
Oh, no.
Because nobody there is used to vaginas that might get pregnant. Like that doesn't happen at the LGBT center. So the
So
doctor
funny.
and the other
Like
doctor.
actual birth control?
Yeah. It's like, wait a sec.
Wait,
I don't think this isn't STD
Hold on.
prevention. This is, so I went to a women's clinic, and the craziest thing about the women's clinic is they had one of those things that measure how tall you are, and it only went up to 5'9". It's like,
That's sexist.
yeah, it's like I have met
insane.
I have a vagina.
Yeah,
and I'm more
cis
than 5'9".
women.
Yeah, there are cis women who are this. Anyway, it was really amazing. They were all so confused
Spectacular.
by me because my name is very confusing to people who aren't Jewish. People don't.
What's confusing about
totally
it?
Normal name.
Yeah, people will confidently say Miss or Mister, and that's the same.
You know the character Laser Wolf?
Yes.
Fiddler on the Roof. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
No,
You were
but
aware. I'm sure every Jewish person has made you aware.
every Jewish person
Yes.
and musical theater people have made me
Totally.
aware,
Of course.
which is a beautiful cross section when you
Yeah.
can get somebody who's both. Now we're talking.
That's
Okay, list of secrets. Sorry,
Um,
we're interrupting
yeah,
you.
yeah. I'm so
You're
sorry.
Shut the fuck
so
up.
fine. I think right now I'm hooking up with a person who's married, and I don't know because I have only met up with him at 8 in the morning. And I'm like, this doesn't feel right to me. He's listed as straight on his profile.
Which one? Which app?
Field,
Okay.
Oh,
which is a good place to
so
never
then
be caught.
if he's married,
Right, but he's not open about that.
oh my
Right.
God,
D-
this
but
is
Give
I'm-
us the
messy.
signs. Why do
Yeah.
you think?
Okay, signs are yes, he won't meet up at night. It's only at my place, and he clearly has a place, and I don't think he doesn't mention roommate at all. He has a job, but it's the summer as he's a teacher. Which is a bad type to get into. Male teachers. He's nice, and he feels like he's clean, he's fit, and it's like he's either gay, which he's not, or he's got a woman taking care of him, which is interesting to
this
me.
is
But I think
very
it's just like
interesting.
sexless marriage. And he's like, I'll go get some.
You don't think it's an open marriage?
I don't think so, but I also don't care. But because like it's not.
This is so good.
Yeah,
This is a good secret.
I think all
This
men are
is an
traitors.
excellent trait.
Every straight man I've ever met has hurt a woman in a significant way. But I also am like, at this moment, for a couple of times, as I just need to feel disrespected and respected in my specific way.
God bless.
Yeah,
That's a quality.
So the sex is very good.
it's fine. Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. I am. So I just got out of a relationship.
Yeah.
How much Mom, don't watch this.
Stop listening.
I just got out of a relationship with a very submissive person,
Okay.
which was great, and it was cool, and it was also weird because it was the first T for T relationship either one of us had ever had. It was very gender dynamic, right? It was like, I am a straight man, you are a straight woman, you have to obey me, that shit. Not really what I'm into.
So submissive, not just in the bedroom.
Yeah. Just
Submissive, just socially.
yeah, just kind of I was in charge of stuff.
Wow.
And then I realized like I don't really want that. I want to be baby girl.
She was like, you're the biblical head of household.
Exactly.
Baby girl.
I'm going to know you in
Yeah.
the biblical
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
And I just don't. It's also there's a lot of trauma. I don't know. You grow up and you get abused by men, and you don't want to be a man abusing a woman. It's like weird. Wonderful person. I love her very much. I'm glad we broke up. We're still friends. But then I came into this field thing, and I'm like, I just want somebody to like slap me a little bit and tell me I'm a good boy. And that's where I'm at right now.
Incredible.
And it's great. And he's doing that. And it's obvious he's uncomfortable with it, which is really great
Good.
for me.
Yeah.
Just like
yeah.
a really soft like hit on the face.
Oh no, is that too hard?
Oh, baby, thank you. Thank you so much. This is so sweet. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're switchy about it? Or
Yeah, I haven't done a ton of kink stuff. Like, so I can do dom, but I don't like it. I think it's just because it's a lot of work,
yes, it
It
is.
is a lot of work.
and I'm pretty lazy.
Yeah.
If I had a preference, I would rather just be told what to do, or try things and be told
Yeah.
whether it's good. I think a lot of it is neurodivergence as well, which is the kink community and the neurodivergent community.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
talk about stuff ahead of time, you set boundaries, you know what your job is.
Lots
like
of
that's
rules.
the best. It's the best. It's
Order, like
Yeah.
orthodoxy.
like Methodist.
Like Methodism.
It's all religion.
yeah.
It's all kink.
Yeah.
The religion kink crossover.
Yeah, I think we all look for order, and we lose it more and more as culture
Yeah.
becomes more like diversified. and
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
but
this constant pendulum swing between wanting more and less order, depending
Yeah.
on where you are.
Yeah. And however the brain works of the people, the friend group that's in charge of the world, and they
Yeah,
get to decide.
The friend group in charge of the world.
Yeah. So
What a deep episode.
I know.
I like this.
These were really good. Do you have more?
Yeah.
What else do I have? I realized I have a secret that I haven't told anyone, but I'm not sure if it will make me look like a bad person.
That's the perfect type of secret.
Go on.
So if this makes me look like a evil sex criminal, please clip it and put it on Instagram.
Absolutely.
So I was a very poorly paid newspaper reporter for a long time. At the same time, I was dating my a boyfriend who is a lovely person, and we were both quite young. I was like maybe 20, 21, something like that, like really young. And because it was a straight relationship and I was a woman, I would never come during the sex.
That's the rule.
Yeah, and you just kind of wait for him to leave and go to the shower. But one time we were hooking up, and I had to go to a city council meeting right afterwards, and I jacked off in the bathroom of a city hall. I think that's normal.
Oh, that's so normal. I mean,
fine.
It's like I thought you were gonna go way worse with that intro.
No.
You just jacked off in a bathroom.
Yeah.
In a government building.
Oh.
While I was working.
No problem.
Wow.
Okay, great.
Have you ever jacked off while you were working?
Yep.
Oh, good.
In public?
At work.
Wow.
There you go.
Not in public, in the bathroom.
In the public. Yeah, in a public space.
In a private bathroom, not stalls.
Oh, stalls for sure.
Was yours in the stalls?
Yeah.
For you.
Nice.
But you were listening for other people. Were there
Yeah.
other people? Were people coming in and out?
No, I don't think anybody came into the bathroom because we were having an important city council meeting
Absolutely.
about zoning or something, but keeping Jewish people out of our neighborhoods. So, yeah.
It's so important.
Worked in the suburbs. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry about everything, you guys. I'm so sorry.
You're a sex criminal who hates Jews.
Yeah.
That's the title of the podcast.
That's it.
Finally. Well, I was telling you before, I'm excited to do this show because I used to be basically a children's entertainer.
Yeah.
Right? And you know how that you're not allowed to
you're not. The thing is that you're not allowed to have genitals, so you're well on your way.
That's true.
To achieving the dream.
Yeah, that's actually
no nipples allowed.
Get everything smoothed out. Yeah, but I mean, I'm very grateful that I had that life, but also it is weird to have that like being watched kind of energy, which is why I got so many tattoos in the last 2 years. Just like, I'm such a badass. Look, it's a shark. Fuck you, mom.
Rainbow shark.
I watched your video that was about transitioning in the public eye, and you were like, two people.
So
you're like, I'm not that famous, but two people dressed up as me for Halloween.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's famous.
That is famous.
That's really famous.
I have a really weird relationship with that because I think I've come to terms with it more lately. But I had a lot of friends when I was becoming famous who were like just kind of jealous and mad because I would get to meet people like Will Wheaton, and they would, he was a good friend and great person, but they would be very jealous and it would be weird. And so
good friend. I just listened to him do the audiobook for Ready Player One.
He's a sweet man.
Fantastic.
He's a really, really sweet guy, especially for the fact that he was a child actor. Like that's so hard.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's great. His wife's amazing. They're really nice people.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, but it's but then I think here also in Hollywood, people are jealous and weird about other people's success. I never like had a lot of money, but I had a lot of fans, and that meant I could do things, and I would get like booked on a show. Maybe I wasn't the level of everybody else, but they're like, well, he has 10,000 Twitter followers and 1 million YouTube views, so he must be good. And it was weird, but also the stories from that time are fucking crazy. Like it's fun and weird to have a view into a very specific niche of fame, sort of. Yeah.
What did you take out of it?
Ooh, that's a good question. You have to have something that's yourself. You shouldn't marry a fan. I did that. Don't do that.
Oh.
Tony
Yeah.
also did. Oops. No, but they're both fans of each other.
Yeah, now we are. Yeah. But he was originally a fan.
Of your comedy?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I know.
I mean, cool though.
I have a real worship kink.
Yeah, that's great, and you should.
So
I think
it worked.
Yeah, my situation was he was a fan, but he also secretly didn't like it when I talked about relationships or that, which art is art is how I process stuff.
Yeah,
and so it
same.
became a real problem.
Yeah.
And also it was a very I think the power dynamic was bad. I think I don't think it's always the case that a power like he had been fans for a long time before we got married.
Yeah.
And that's
And you were significantly famous. I was a nobody who met a fellow nobody.
yeah. He was like, this woman is very talented and
Yeah.
funny. And
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, cool. Did you start they theming before this relationship, or did you do it during the relationship?
No, we both started doing it during the relationship
Interesting.
over COVID.
That's when
Classic.
it happens.
Come
That's when it
on.
happens. We love to see it. That's cool.
I love they theming as a verb.
Sure. We use it as a noun, which is a real problem. Like that's a they them. And
No,
they, I think is probably, I don't know, dehumanizing in a way, but it's also funny. So
I know.
So,
So-
worth it.
It's funny when we do it. It's not funny when like a guy a Republican in the South does it. Like, that's a they.
yeah.
That they over there. Kill that they.
I mean, honestly, I'd be impressed if somebody was doing a hate crime and respecting your pronouns.
Yes.
Don't hate it.
So
Maybe that's-
validating.
Yeah.
What else did you take from it?
That's a really good question. I think the thing I took from it that has helped me the most is that everybody who is famous or successful wishes they were more famous or successful than they are. And so you really just have to find happiness where you are.
Yeah.
And once I started realizing that and doing that, and which was later than I should have, but it was like, oh, this is great, and I get to hang out with my friends, and I get to go do a show, like the freedom to be able to go perform and to have fans, to have any fans, and to go like, well, this video only has 100 views, but that's 100 people. If you were doing comedy to 100 people, you'd be really happy.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's important, and I think it also made me understand the more importance of being in person with people and having conversations that are not content and having a life that is not content. And you know, I was doing this back in 2012 where like the most like kids these days, they want to be influencers when they grow up, and I think that's really gross and sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a life that isn't being perceived, and you don't get taught that.
Kids in the U.S.
Yes.
want that.
Yeah.
By the way, and they just did a huge investigative report in the New York Times about this because kids in the U.S. want to be influencers. Kids in China want to be like mathematicians and scientists.
That
Wow.
makes sense.
And whatever, we don't have to get into
Whoops.
the deep state. Uh-oh.
Deep state.
I think we fucked up.
But like, I might have something to do with China and TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because I think this is not funny, but
Yeah.
we like right now influencers and people who want to be influencers, which is a very specific kind of person,
Yeah.
right? A person who wants to be famous and wants to be perceived.
And not us at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Me,
that's
us, say
Me?
No.
But we're-
Never.
but like creeps like us are
Yeah.
overrepresented in
Right.
the world,
Right.
and so everybody thinks
Yeah.
that that's what it
gig.
is, and we look happy,
Yep.
right? But actually, we're not deeply unhappy. That's why we do this.
That's
and
why
we
we're
can't,
here.
Yeah, but there are way more ways to be happy than to be perceived by strangers, but you don't perceive those people, and since more and more people are seeing that, it's
Yes.
just like
It's this
I don't know.
vicious cycle.
it's so. But I can't erase Facebook.
No.
I lose
We're
who I
gonna-
am. So
you would evaporate.
I would evaporate. I can't do that. So I think, yeah,
But I think about what you said all the time of like no matter what level you're getting, you're always comparing yourself to people who are above
Yeah.
you and very above you, whatever, more successful, more followers, whatever. And we're just talking about that with Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish.
who were just on the podcast.
Yeah,
right before.
Yeah.
last week on
Last
the
episode.
podcast. Yeah, just like Charlie XCX is huge deal, but her she did this. Did you see the song that they did together?
With
Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish.
no, I know about the Lord one. Is that a different thing?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so
Whatever.
sorry.
They did a really
don't know.
fun, kinky,
Hot.
underwear hot song together.
Great. I'll check it out.
So good.
Underwear everywhere. The
Everywhere.
aesthetic is literally, what if we bought 4 tons of underwear, right?
Ladies underwear.
And that's the aesthetic.
I'm into it.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
and Billie Eilish kind of hits on Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
It's
Billie Eilish can't help but look like she's hitting on people.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
got really sexy eyes.
Yes,
And it's-
she does.
And it's a
you
great.
know, what is her gender? And we have to stop about this because we definitely don't have time, and I think we're gonna skip our secrets this week if
Great.
that's
oh my,
okay with
oh
you.
my God, I'm so sorry.
No, oh my God.
No,
How dare you?
it's because you had so
You had
much juice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I'm just loving
Yeah.
our conversations.
Billy, I mean, it's the thing of like, I am suspicious of I think everybody's trans. And they would-
Right.
but I think it's a problem that me and my other trans friends have is like, well, we were sad and then we transitioned and now we're not as sad. So maybe if you're sad, you should try transitioning.
And
This
her
could
music
fix
is
it.
so sad.
Yeah.
She's always sad.
It's so sad. And she is performing boy swagger.
She
Yeah.
really is.
Like,
But also, that's great. What a great version of femininity to do that. What
It's
a great version
incredible.
of. But also, can we say everything is fake?
everything,
Right.
everything is drag.
The word gay, the word straight, the word woman, these are all things that we invented
Made up.
to describe what we kind of thought was happening. But like, woman wasn't a word. Like, it's just a word. Words are nothing.
Nothing.
So who gives a shit? Sorry.
Who gives a shit?
Sorry.
Words canceled.
Words canceled. Me using whatever bathroom I want.
Yes. Thank you so much for being on Yenta.
Oh my God, I
Laser.
can't
believe
how
This is
fast this went. Thank
amazing.
you.
This was so good.
I hope so.
You're so great.
Thank
really,
you.
really highlight.
Nice to meet you
episode.
for the first
Yes,
time.
You too, Laser. I'm so inspired by
Yeah,
you
yeah.
and
Thank you.
our conversation. And
Yeah.
yeah, where can people find you? How do we? What should they do?
I am on the internet at lasertheboy.com,
Yes.
lasertheboy on Instagram. I got an album called Overreacting. My voice is an octave higher. It's very beautiful. Just come see Gentlemen's Club.
Yes.
Come see me do musical improv if you're able to stand that. I'm around.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm Antonia Listar, but on the internet, Listar.
I'm at Ray Schiller, rayschiller.com/shows.